Hey everyone, I've been waiting a very long time to unlock the Malevolence. I've had my eyes set on it ever since I saw it in the Vulture Droid Marquee event. I've spent a ton of crystals resetting the guild event store to get this unlocked super fast after it came out. Today I'm going to show you all some gameplay of Malevolence fighting against Negotiator fleets. I have Relic 4 on all of my Geos and Grievous, a 5-star Vulture Droid and a 4-star Hyena Bomber. Unfortunately, I didn't even have enough fleet credits to max out the ship or its abilities. Most are all at level 4 to 5, except for Let Them Come, which I maxed out due to its importance. The ship itself I have about level 83 to 84, so it is almost done. So overall I'm really happy with the ship, considering the limitations I currently have with it not being maxed out, and some of the key ships being under 7 star. I'm finding it to hold its own against equally matched fleets. However, I did struggle against some of the max relic Kenobi fleets, but long term I see a lot of potential in this fleet and it's so much fun to play. I mean, I absolutely hate fleets and ship combat overall, and even I'm having a blast playing this fleet. In terms of the starting lineup, I've played around with a couple and I seriously feel Vulture Droid has to be there. You're going to want him present from the start of the fight because if he's killed quickly due to his unique, he's going to instantly respawn. He's usually targeted right off the bat, so this helps keep the damage off the rest of your squad for a short time. The 3 opening lineups I've played around with the most are Vulture, Hyena, Sunfac, then Houndstooth, Vulture, Sunfac, and finally Hyena, Vulture, Houndstooth. Out of these 3 I had varying success with each. Against stronger fleets I really feel like the star on my Hyena is holding me back, as it's getting taken out way too soon for my liking. So I tried out Houndstooth and had better results and had Hyena called in later on in the fight. In terms of the full fleet, you're going to want the ships I mentioned previously, as well as Geo, Soldier and Spy. I haven't had a chance to try out IG-2000 yet, and I might even play about with throwing Anakin or Ebon Hawk in at some point to see how they do. The main issue I'm having against the max relic fleets is Houndstooth and Anakin. Right now when I'm fighting Gear 13 plus Houndstooth, I'm really struggling to take it out if Vulture's buff immunity fails to land on it. Another problem are the max relic Anakins. These are really messing up a lot of my attempts. I 100% believe the best lineup for this fleet, once everything is 7 star, will be Vulture, Hyena, Sunfac with Spy, Soldier and either Houndstooth or IG-2000 in the reinforcement slots. I think the star level on both my own Vulture Droid, as well as the star on my Malevolence, will help me with the problems I'm having killing Houndstooth, and a higher star Hyena will help protect my fleet for longer once that's all done. So yeah, long term I think Malevolence has a real shot at competing with the current meta, and is an absolutely amazing fleet in its own regards. Right now, Anakin and Houndstooth are really messing it up a lot of the time though. So let's talk a little about how the fleet actually works. Malevolence is a really monstrous ship that grants a lot of mechanics to your pilots. Each time it uses a special ability except for calling a reinforcement, it's going to summon a Vulture Droid if there's room on the battlefield. Your own personal Vulture Droid will also respawn if it's killed, but note the Vulture Droids summoned by Malevolence will not respawn automatically. I feel the stats on the Vulture Droids summoned by Malevolence are based on the Malevolence's stats, so having the capital ship at a higher star should help this fleet out massively. Malevolence will also gain 30% turn meter when a Vulture Droid is killed, so having these guys die isn't always a bad thing, as it can help you get to the ultimate ability faster. Now the ultimate ability is absolutely amazing. It actually stuns the enemy capital ship and removes 100% turn meter from it, as well as every other enemy ship on the battlefield. It also removes all their protection and prevents any from being recovered in any way. This also includes bonus protection, so rip Houndstooth at this point. The problem is actually making it this long at times. The Malevolence also adds a new buff called Overcharge. When a Separatist ally uses a basic, they gain 1 stack of Overcharge if someone already has a stack. Each stack gives them 20% offense and defense. The Malevolence also has an ability that can grant a stack of Overcharge to any ship you like. This ability will also cleanse all debuffs that ally currently has, as well as calling it to assist and gives all allies 20% turn meter. Its third ability is an AoE that deals 10% more damage per ally with Overcharge, as well as inflicting offense down on all enemies. And the basic ability on this ship will stun an enemy ship of your choosing. The Malevolence also grants all Separatist allies 50% critical avoidance and triples the effect of all buzz droids. So in terms of battle tactics, I've tried out a few things. Generally it's best if your Vulture Droid can land buff immunity on their Houndstooth right away, but I found when fighting the stronger ones the chances of this happening was next to nothing, so I started throwing them at Anakin and had some luck with this sometimes. Generally if you don't land that buff immunity on Houndstooth, getting through the ship and in turn getting to Anakin becomes very difficult. and it will often mean a loss. I found that calling in Spy can help a lot as it forces a random enemy to taunt. If this taunt goes to Anakin, you've pretty much won the battle, but that's too RNG focused for me to take too seriously. Using basic abilities on enemies that have buzz droids is really helpful as your Vulture droid will assist, causing some amazing damage. That being said, at 5-star this alone is not enough to get rid of Hound's Tooth, and the problem is by the time Spy gets there to help, most of your team has days from Kenobi, so it's hard to break through it even then. This is why Hound's Tooth is such a massive issue for this fleet. As I've already mentioned, high relic Anakins are also causing me a lot of issues because of how often he gains turn meter when I'm trying to work on other ships that are taunting. He's really shredding through my defences, and if I can't get lucky and get him down quickly enough, he's basically a one-man army wiping out anything I can get out there. Killing Anakin should always be the top priority, but to do that we have to get around Hound's Tooth, which leads back to the initial problem. Solving both problems really amounts to having out a maxed out Vulture droid, Malevolence and Hyena bomber. I really feel like this will make a massive difference. Also, maxing out the relics on my Geos will likely help a lot too. So to sum up, if you were thinking you could go in with Gear 12 Geos and some low star ships and absolutely dominate Fleet Arena, then this is not the fleet for you. I do feel Kenobi offers a more immediate benefit in terms of PvP, but I think if you're willing to put the time and resources to Malevolence, it could very easily become the superior ship, but unfortunately it's not going to steamroll everything at this point. That being said, I am missing some of the abilities on it and a level or two, but I don't think this would have made much of a difference against some of the stronger fleets I've been fighting. Hyena is a key piece to this fleet, and having him at 4-star is really hindering it a lot. In terms of if he's worth it, I do think he is, especially if you're planning to really build this fleet. It's honestly viable and will help you out a lot in Fleet Arena. I didn't get a chance to fight any Falcons, and I will do a follow-up video to see how he fares against those when I get the chance to fight a few of them. Against Kenobi though, I really do feel a sense of balance in the fleets. But on offense, if you're fighting on equal stars and gear, you're going to absolutely dominate them as shown in this video. It was only when I got to the top end fleets with max relics on everything that I really started to struggle badly. So it's a great fleet, it's 100% going to be viable, but in all honesty, I do feel Kenobi will have a lot more benefit in the upcoming light side GOTB, so farming him first would probably be best at this point for that reason alone. With Hyena not farmable yet and him being such a key part of the fleet, I honestly think that you could do better service to both your guilds and yourselves by farming the Negotiator first, working on the Vulture and Hyena, and then coming back around once those are done and ending up with an absolutely amazing Malevolence fleet. But if you're a massive fan of the fleet and want to farm it first, then that's okay too. But be ready to invest in it as you're going to need to if you're planning to compete with the top Kenobi fleets. And that's all for today everyone, so basically you're not going to be missing out massively right now in Fleet Arena if you build your Kenobi fleet first, ready for light side Geo. I've spoken to a few friends who have fought Malevolence and the general opinion is, if Hyena and Vulture are not 7-star, it's not a problem for them. However, one of my guildies fought against a 7-star Hyena and got absolutely destroyed, so I think that's going to be a key factor in the fight. I'm going to play around a little more with it and see if there's any secret ships that make this fleet absolutely amazing, but from an initial look and to sum it all up in one sentence, I would say the fleet will be very strong once everything's maxed out, and potentially even the meta, and outside of that pretty average. As always everyone, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, leave a comment and hop into my Discord server. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you all very soon.